to the Oaklers YouTube channel and Happy New Year! I hope you guys are starting off 2023 strong. This is my first official tutorial video for 2023 and I'm really excited about it because today we are doing an embroidery video. We're going to go through the January box from Perfectly Pieced, and this comes to us from Me Time Delivered. So you guys know how much I love these little orange boxes. Every single month this lands up on my door and I get so excited. I have not opened it. I don't know what's inside, but I do know what the pattern is because I did go ahead and give it a test out first. Today I'm just going to open the box for you. We're going to walk through one small block. I'm not going to give you a full tutorial on a project to go with it, but I will show you a project that I made with the blocks I've already done. If you guys have been around the Oaklers YouTube channel for a minute, you know we love coffee sleeves, cup sleeves, any little bling, little fun decorative hug to put on a cup. We're big fans of them over here. So this is actually a cold cup cardi. We have templates and everything. I'll have a link down below with a video showing you what it's all about. But this is a sleeve meant for a cold cup. So these are like the Starbucks cold cups. And you can see I used the 2-inch block, which is the smallest block that the Perfectly Pieced monthly pattern has. And I used 2 of them for this awesome little coffee sleeve. And I think it turned out adorable. I love incorporating quilt blocks everywhere, into bags, coffee sleeves, anything I can think of. If I could put a quilt block on it, I'm going to try to put a quilt block on it. So with this month's project, it stitches out so quickly, so easily, and it's just perfect. Me Time Delivered also has a really cool project this month. It's like a tablet sleeve. Unfortunately for me, it's only for the 6-inch or 8-inch size squares, and I am using only my Brother PE800 embroidery machine, so that is too big for my embroidery machine. But if you have an embroidery machine that can handle a bigger hoop, I highly suggest you give those tablet sleeves a try. They look so good. I'm probably gonna make one on my other embroidery machine as soon as I can because I got a tablet for Christmas, yay! I got a Kindle, so I'm really excited to make a little sleeve for it. So thank you as always to Me Time Delivered for sponsoring these videos. I absolutely love doing quilt blocks and embroidery machines. I am planning on doing some other more traditional quilt blocks this year, and I'm kind of sad that I'm not going to be doing it on an embroidery machine because it really takes all the guesswork out of those perfect little points, takes it all out. You don't have to worry about it. You just put it down and the machine does everything. So if you've been following along with the Perfectly Pieced blocks or you're just starting this month, I hope you really love it. It is so much fun. I'm going to walk you through how we make the block today. I'm also going to unbox this cutie little box right here. I do believe that you have 2 options for Perfectly Pieced. You could just get the embroidery files emailed to you each month and that's it, or you can opt for the goodie box, which, you know me, I love a goodie box. So of course I picked the goodie box, and I'm really excited to see what's in here. So if you're new to the Oaklers YouTube channel, please consider clicking subscribe down below. If at any point you like this video, please give it a like. Any questions, comments, shoutouts, anything at all, leave them down in the comment section. I'll have timestamps. There's really not a whole lot going on today. Like I said, we're not going to walk through a full project. Some months we do. This month we're not going to because the project that I picked is something we've already done on the channel before. If you would like to see the tablet project done though, go ahead and leave a comment down below and I'll see if we can get the bigger embroidery machine hooked up and we can make some of the bigger quilt blocks and we can make that really cute tablet cover. All right, guys, let's get started. All right, so let's just dive right into this box. Here we go, January 2023. It's gonna take me about 4 months before I stop writing 2022 on things, but here we go. Pull this out, and on the back of this, it kind of tells you everything that's in here, some stabilizer options if you want. So, ooh, the fabric for this month looks so good. Yay, more clear blue tiles. I'm gonna add this to my collection. Oh, my favorite part, the fabric. Let's look at this. Oh, I love this fabric so much. I gotta be honest, I am just so done with cold weather. I know we pretty much just started winter, but I'm done with it. I can't do any more cold weather. Oh, this card is so pretty. Look at that machine on it. And on the back it says, after sewing each block, play with tumble configurations before deciding on the final pattern. Our included block coloring template can inspire tumble ideas. Cool. Look at this floral. It's very Valentine's feeling, isn't it? Which I guess makes sense. Valentine's is coming up next month. But I do love, I'm not the biggest fan of Valentine's Day, but I do really love this color palette a lot. That's beautiful. Next we have, what are these? Are these like little labels or something? What is this? Oh my gosh, this is so cute. It is. It's like a little label and it's got the little holes in it so you can just wrap it around like your quilt or your little project. This one says, I've been busy, and it's a little bee. Oh, you know I love that. I love bees. I love bees. So it says, handmade with love, picked for you, some little hearts, some little flowers, and homemade. Oh my word, these are adorable. Let me see if I can get a better shot so you can really see them. Okay, my camera's not gonna focus. I'll show you these at the end of the video because these are gorgeous. And I just love the little holes already made in them. So you can just wrap this around. I think these are beautiful. Like, this is like a suede feel or something. I don't even know what material this is. It feels amazing though. These would be perfect for quilts though. I love this. Next up, we have another thread. Every month there is a thread in the box and you're gonna have a really beautiful assortment of colors if you stick with this for a few months. This is a beautiful like blush tone. See, does it have a color on it? It's called First Kiss. Aww, that's beautiful. And then you have a printout of the pattern with all of the block sizes and the cut sizes. So if you don't want to be looking at your computer the whole time or your iPhone or whatever for, instructions on what to do, you can just use this printout, leave it next to you, and then, put a movie on your iPad or something. Okay, so now we get to do the fun part, which is pick out the material and figure out how we want to lay this out. We have so many beautiful options. I don't know if I want to stick to the pattern. I really do like how the pattern laid out the design for this. I think I might. I know for sure this will be like the middle part of the envelope because it has that beautiful print on it. But I think what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to do this as the outside of the envelope and then just a white as the background. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm making a very small block today. I am making the 2" by 2" block, so I need very little amount of this. So before I move on, let's just talk about the other things I'll be using today. This is the Kimberbell Ultralight Mesh Cutaway. This stuff is fantastic. It doesn't rip. You don't have to be really gentle with it. You can be pretty rough, but it's nice and lightweight and doesn't add a lot of bulk to your project. I highly recommend this. It's very good. And then I just have a scrap piece of batting. The size of your batting cut is going to depend on the size of your block, and the pattern will tell you what size to use. I'm using the smallest size today. And then I have some Kimberbell paper tape. I don't use this a whole lot, but I did want to make sure you saw it because if you're struggling with pieces of fabric moving around while they're in the machine, add some paper tape. You can stitch over this. The machine needle can go over this tape and it easily comes out and causes no problem. Must have for all embroidery machines are these curved embroidery scissors. They're gonna make your life so much easier. Just get them. If you don't have them, you need to have them. And then a small iron. I love my Cricut Easy Press, my little mini iron. This is perfect for ironing inside of our hoop. The hoop I'm using today is the small 4" by 4" hoop, and as you can see, I can get in here and iron the block without worrying about melting the hoop or anything like that. And then the embroidery machine I'm using once again is the Brother PE800. This is a great, more affordable, user-friendly, no bells and whistles, nothing complicated embroidery machine. It's the embroidery machine I suggest every single time someone's like, I want to start embroidering. I don't really want to commit $10,000 to one of those huge machines. What should I do? I always suggest this one because if you love it and you do end up getting a bigger machine, you'll still use this one. And if you decide, hey, you know what, embroidery is not for me, this machine is so popular and people are always trying to find it that you could easily sell it. And it's also not so breaking the bank in price. You could just kind of store it away and maybe gift it or keep it for another day. I think it's just the best of everything. All right, so I have all my little pieces cut up. I actually decided to switch it up. I'm gonna have the envelope part be white and the background be this checkered, which I think will be really cute. So I have all my pieces cut. I have my batting cut. Now all I have to do is hoop my stabilizer. So I like to just lay it out like this, put my outer hoop on top of it, and then just cut so that it's bigger than the hoop, and then lay the stabilizer on top of the outer hoop. Take your inner hoop. If you have little arrows that need to match up, make sure you look at that, and then just plop it right in there. Make sure you tighten it up so it doesn't go anywhere. There we go. All right, so now we are all ready to start making the quilt block. All right, so I already have the file loaded up on my machine. All I have to do is insert my hoop. I'm gonna go ahead and change out my thread color, so I'm using that beautiful First Kiss. So once I have my new thread color in there, the first step is going to stitch out placement for the batting. So I'm just gonna go ahead and run that. So once you have the placement for the batting, take your batting cut and cover that square completely, and then stitch out the next step, which is going to tack down the batting into place. Now that you have that in place, you can cut off all of the outer edges of the batting because we don't need that and we don't want it, especially if you're going to sew any of these blocks together. You don't want all this overhang because it's going to make those seams super bulky. Don't need that. So we're going to trim off the overhang just like that. Now we're going to put this back in the machine. And the next step is going to stitch out placement lines for each pattern piece. Once you have that stitched out, what you want to do now is take your pattern piece 1 fabric and lay it right side up and make sure it's completely covering the top left square. And there should be overhang as well. It should be overhanging the right and the bottom edges of that top left square. Once you have pattern piece 1 in place, go ahead and do the next stitch, which is going to hold it down. So right now, this is how it should look with the fabric right side up. If you have any overhang on the right side of those stitches, go ahead and trim that down with your scissors, being careful not to trim anything on the left-hand side. There we go. Now take pattern piece number 2 and lay that right side down, lining up the right edge. So remember, it's right side down, right edge with that stitch. So your 2 pieces are right sides together. And now let's put this back in the machine and sew down pattern piece number 2. Now you'll want to remove the hoop from the machine and you're going to flip pattern piece 2 over so it's right side up. This is where you're going to want that tiny iron because you do want to iron this down. It doesn't have to be there for a long time, just quickly. We need these to stay as flat as possible. So now let's put this back in the machine and we're going to stitch down placement for pattern piece number 3. And now anything underneath that stitch, so the bottom part of that stitch, we're going to trim off. So we're just going to lift it up gently and trim it. It doesn't have to be right at the stitching. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. We just don't want bulk because when all these things come together, the less bulk, the better. So now we're going to take pattern piece number 3. We're going to lay it right side down on top of 1 and 2, lining up the bottom edge with that stitch line, just like that. I'm going to iron this to keep it flat. And we'll put this back in the machine and we're going to stitch down pattern piece 3. Remove the hoop from the machine, flip pattern piece 3 right side up. I always like to give it a finger press along the seam first. Then I'll grab my iron and press it with my iron. Now we're going to put this back in the machine and we're going to stitch down the placement stitch for pattern piece number 4. You're going to want to pull the hoop out and then this little top left triangle here, you're going to want to pull that up and trim it off. So anything to the top left of that stitch line, just trim it off and then take pattern piece number 4 and lay that right side down so that it's covering the fabric and the edge, the long edge, is lining up with that stitch line. And then we'll put this back in the machine and stitch down pattern piece number 4. Take it back out and flip pattern piece 4 right side up and press with your iron. So cute. All right, next is placement stitch for pattern piece 5. And this time we're going to cut off the top right triangle. So just lift it up and cut right along that seam. There we go. And then take your pattern piece 5 and lay it right side down, covering the material in the center. And make sure you're lining up the longer edge with that stitch, just like that. And let's go ahead and stitch down pattern piece 5. Take it out of the machine and press pattern piece 5 right side up. And then press it with your iron. So now we're going to put it back in the machine and we're going to stitch down placement for pattern piece 6. Now we're going to trim down the bottom right corner. So pull that up and just carefully trim it down. Doesn't have to look beautiful, honestly. You just want to get it not super bulky. There we go. And then take pattern piece 6 and lay it right side down on top of your material. Once again, lining up the long edge with the stitch line. And let's stitch down pattern piece 6. Fold pattern piece 6 right side up and then give it a press with your iron. I know it looks like a mess right now. It's kind of like, that does not look like a block. That looks like a mess, and it is, but once we trim it down, you'll see it's gorgeous. So now we're gonna do the last placement stitch, and this is going to be for pattern piece 7. And then we're going to cut back the bottom left corner by lifting this up and trimming it down. And then take your last pattern piece, 7, and lay it right side down, long edge against the stitched line. And then let's stitch down pattern piece 7. Finally, let's flip that back and press pattern piece 7 up, right side up. There we go. And now we're going to put it back in the machine and we're going to do some embroidery. So this next step is going to stitch down a square around your entire block. This is the finished block size. So for me, this square will end up being 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. This is the cut line pretty much for when we're done with the block. We're going to cut it out at that size. The next stitch is completely optional, but it is the embroidery stitch. It creates a really nice little floral embroidery design all over the block. If you want to leave it off, you can definitely skip that and then skip to the final stitch, which is a little heart, but I'm going to do the embroidery stitch. And the final step is that adorable little heart in the center. It is completely optional, but that's like the little heart on a little love envelope. I think it's so cute. I think if you wanted to switch your thread color to a more like prominent color like red or something, now is a good time to do it. So once that's done, you can remove your project from the hoop. And now just grab yourself a rotary cutter and some scissors. And like I said, that little outer square, that's your cut line pretty much. But if you want to make sure it is exactly the size you need it, this is going to be 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. If you're doing the 4-inch by 4-inch, it's going to end up being 4.5 by 4.5. We have a half added to each block size for the seam allowance. But all I do is line up my ruler over that rectangle. And I'm just matching up the 2.5-inch grid marks on both sides with the stitching for that cute little square. And then I cut off the top and the right, and then I'll rotate this, and then I'll line up the cut edges with the 2.5-inch and 2.5-inch marks on my ruler, and then I will cut again. And there we go, this adorable little block with a little heart. I'll try to give you a close-up on the front camera, but this is so cute. And you can have so many fun projects made from this. Okay, I gotta show you. Can you guys see? Do you see that little tiny heart in the center? How cute is that? It's like a little tiny envelope, a little love envelope, a little love note in it. I love that, so cute. Okay, I also want to show you a better close-up of these little tags, because these are so cute. It probably says in the box what this is made out of, but I just love these. It makes me want to make a quilt. Do you see how stinking cute those are? Of course, this yellow one over here is my absolute favorite. I love a little bee on everything, but these are so cute. Oh, I'm so excited. You know, when we're making projects for the holidays, it's a lot of fun, but there's something so refreshing and like inspiring and invigorating about making projects going into the new year. I don't know, there's this like crispness and like cleanliness that's like, okay, I'm ready to create something magical and amazing. I don't know. I'm just so excited about this. So I hope that you love making this block. Let me know what you use your blocks for. Are you making a quilt? Are you making a bag? Are you gonna make a little cold cup cardi? Let me know, because these are so fun. And every month I have to get a little creative trying to figure out what am I gonna do with these little blocks. And I appreciate that. I think that's great. I hope you're having a great day. Have a fantastic rest of your week. Get out there and make something. Bye guys.